afternoon. Probably got a bit carried away today. This is like review number 4, but hey, boards are out in the lounge. I'm chatting away, and yeah, done a little guide on fins. Done a couple of my longboards reviews, and just thought I'd like step it back down to like the next step down, which is mid lengths and eggs. Something I'm pretty surprised, like discovered recently. Yeah, I've mainly been shortboard or longboard, and I'd step straight down from I'd either be on a 9.0 or like a 6.4, 6.2, somewhere around there. And yeah, I had a bit of a plug for the local guys. So Jay Jackman at Sadhana Surfboards, he's a local Christchurch guy, really cool guy, nice place. Jay and Hannah and Harry down there, really cool people. It's hand shaped. They do the resin tints, they do some really cool retro longboards, they've even got some clothes and stuff in there. So yeah, free plug Jay for the 2 people that'll probably watch this video. But yeah, if anyone watches it and you're in Christchurch, go see Jay, he's a really good guy. So yeah, mid lengths and eggs. Picked this one up second hand, funnily enough. So the smiley acid face wasn't my creation, but hey, it's cool. It's a very orange board as well. So yeah, this one's interesting because I was riding, I'd actually got myself a Christensen Tracker, a really nice board, quite specific though, and needed a certain style to ride it, and that was in a 710 with a bit more volume. Managed to pick this up, and it's probably around the 50 litre mark from what I believe. I think it's 7.0, I think it's around 20, yeah, 22 and a quarter and 3 and 1/8, so it's a fairly thick board, but like I can actually still duck dive this at 82 kgs and about 5.8, so I can still duck dive this, and it can do a lot of the things that you can do on your shortboard. You just have to chill your beans and slow things down a little bit, basically. But if you turn them slowly and you're in tune with the wave and you work with them, they've got the beautiful glide of a longer board. They carve, they're smooth, they're really easy to ride. You can ride with your feet, ideally your feet should be like sat here, I guess, when you're riding and you're right over the fins, but you can ride these quite far forward. You can actually walk around on them a little bit if you really want to. So yeah, for like your regular guys that are our sort of weight and average ability, average fitness, if you're not getting out much, if you want a one board quiver or something for instead of a short board, you really want to look at something like this kind of semi mid length board. As I say, I'm really stoked with something I can still duck dive. So if you stay on the lower end of it, you're gonna be able to do that, and it's gonna feel like a shorter board. And if you go up, obviously you probably won't be able to duck dive. So, but you might get that trim length. So if you're not into riding the long board, if you don't want to be riding the nose, really good solution for you. This one is pretty cool. It's a fairly flat rocker. It's got a bit of volume in the middle. It's got really good paddle power. It cruises and trims nicely. It glides really well. It's got really nice, it's a 70s outline, but Jay's really clever with his concaves. He's done some nice stuff in there. I'll talk you through the concaves a bit more on. That's my little 6.2 version of the same. That's kind of where it started. But they're a rounded pin. The tail's mid but not wide, so it's kind of like a fish in the nose and a fish in the rocker, but the back end's a bit more grippy, a bit easier to turn. It doesn't slide the same as a lot of fishes can do, but again, Jay's fish is really good, so if you like fish. Yeah, it's kind of 2+1 setup, but I took the 2+1 out, and I really love this board as a single fin. Yeah, so when the waves are like, you're not really sure if you should be on a longboard or a shortboard, or you just want to catch plenty of waves, or it's crowded, if you just want to have fun, these things are insane. Yeah, and they just work really well. A lot of boards like this have been working quite well for me. Almost a 70s outline with modern bottom contours. So yeah, and again, no surprises. Flex fin for me. Green 04A in the 7.5, and I've also ridden this with the Brothers Marshall in the 7.5, and that's a really cool fin as well. So yeah, I'll just grab a 6.2 as well and talk you through. So if you wanted to go for kind of more of a short board, but still a total all round board that'll do everything, be a bit of a Swiss Army knife, one board quiver, something like this 6.2 would be fantastic for you. I'll just grab that and swap around, leave the lovely orange board there. So Jay did this really nice denim resin tint for me on this as well. So this is a beautiful board. There's a 6.2, I think it was like 21 and 3/4, and just around the 3-inch thick mark. We guessed it at about 43 litres, I think. So, you know, it's pretty much, the nose is kind of towards a fish, maybe a sort of bit more performance, but it's up towards a fish. The rockers, you know, the rocker line's fairly flat. The tail rocker's fairly flat, but basically you pretty much get a fish nose and the volume of a fish for paddling, and then the tail's just that bit more responsive. The tail's more like, you know, an all-rounder. It's like it's more of a retro, easy-going all-round version of your Hypto Crypto's kind of a performance take on something like this. So yeah, I ride this with these huge McCullum quads. They look wrong, they look huge, they look swept, but they absolutely work for me, so I really enjoy those. Again, if you go down to this sort of eggy shape, and a lot of people are coming up with these now, and you've got the slider box and you've got the quad fins. So I've ridden this with these and I really enjoy it. Single fin, I've been running the 7.5 Rob Machado and really enjoy it. The original setup that they came with, Jay gave me a slightly thinned down tip, so it's got a big base and a small tip on he actually took an 8-inch fin down for me and turned it into a 7.5 because I wanted a bigger base and a small tip, and he gave me these little side bites, so like a tiny side bite, so they just get you onto the rail but they don't get in the way of it having a sort of fairly single fin feeling. So yeah, if you only want one board and you want to have that Swiss Army knife type options, you've got everything in there. If you get bored, you can just go and switch your fins up. But yeah, really great board. This is in polyester, so it's not an epoxy. The other one's in an epoxy, but it's quite a good weight for epoxy, so I actually quite enjoy that. And yeah, the bottom contours are really clever. So he's actually got a tiny little bit of belly in the nose, which is really good for splitting the white water and breaking up the chop. And then it actually runs into like a single concave feeder channel in here, and that feeds out into a double and V, which is fairly aggressive. There's like, if you put a straight edge on the back, it rocks off the tail quite hard. So yeah, really cool board, really good all rounder. Goes in small waves. Probably want it to be like that high really, but I've ridden it up to you know, overhead, and it's still with that pintail and the straighter rail line at the back. It really still holds on well. So as you can see, you know, it's got a flat rocker, but there's a little bit of flick in there. So yeah, that's mid lengths and egg shapes. Don't discount them. Don't be scared of going for something that doesn't look like a super inflated fat shortboard, because you know, these things are great for your average guy and average waves. They're just super fun, and lots of options on them as well. So yeah, and if you're in Christchurch and looking for a board, go and see Jay at Sadhana Surfboards and House of Creativity. They're really good guys there, so they'll look after you. And yeah, that's it. Cool, catch you.